Alright guys, it is Blockchain coming at you with another technical analysis update. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Corey, aka Blockchain. Starting off on my website, blockchaintrading.com. The link is below. Biggest thing I want to highlight in there is a quick description of the exclusive Discord that we have in there for technical analysis, options alerts, and crypto alerts. So no matter what market you're in, we have you covered. So a little intro about us. The three different levels of membership between the monthly, yearly, and lifetime. Starting off on the yearly, you actually get the full six segmented trading class that I have that covers a lot of the trading essentials that I use in my technical analysis, so you can follow along with me. And then, of course, the #1 trading strategy that I use for free. Just fill this little guy out, and I'll send you a video demonstration on my #1 trading strategy that is consistent, profitable, reliable, and applicable to any market. So make sure you guys get in there and check it out, as well as with a couple testimonials here. So definitely get on and check it out. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the Discord. So let's go ahead, and speaking of which, I guess the Discord, let's take a quick look so that way you guys can see what's going on in there. So from a crypto perspective, we have KJ. He alerted us of a 122% gainer today. And then in the traditional markets, if you missed the last week, we have... Where is it? Where's his rundown? These are all the ones he had today. So last week he actually had like 3% or 3,000% confirmed profits from his calls last week. 2,000 the week before, 1,500 the week before. So just absolutely killing it. And then of course, and you can see some of our members' gains that we have here. So actually a couple option calls that I've had there. I had 1,000% gainer from my technical analysis that I posted. MDU Chow, sitting quite nicely with over 30,000% profit on some of his trades that he's been in. So all good stuff. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in there. But let's go ahead and dive into the charts. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive back into ETH. So this is the same chart that I was looking at yesterday. I just want to do another quick little update. So this is the weekly view at the moment. So we can see that we are still holding above the support at basically 2,100. That is good to see. You can see the RSI. We have broken back into the volume band. We are now about to test our fast-moving EMA on the RSI here. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see if we're able to break through it, or if there is a bounce on there on the weekly. For a bullish standpoint, you can see that the volume is starting to pick back up in regards to buying. The money flow index is positive, and we have a nice little buy signal here on the weekly as well, which is all good to see. I want to take a quick fix on this guy. This is going to bug me, sorry. Oh, come on. Sorry, guys. Let's just do it this way, because this will be important on the smaller time frames. To make sure this is in the accurate spot. All right, good enough. All right, so let's go back into the weekly. So what I was wrapping up on the weekly perspective is we did break back into the volume band, and we're about to test the fast-moving EMA. So if we look at the daily, we have a little bit of a different story. We are outside of the volume band, which is very bullish when we make these types of moves. And we are inside of the bullish control zone. That is the first time that's happened since back here in May. So we fell out of the bullish control zone and we were in the bearish control zone ever since. So this is a good sign for the bulls. You can see that right here on the daily, we're right at that pivot point of 2230 of a resistance perspective. We tried to break it back here and didn't, and we're trying to break it again. So that is going to be a key thing to watch. But we're also from a bearish perspective, what we need to be aware of is on the market liberator, we are about to have our blue wave cross, and we can see that the VWAP is starting to curl back down. And when that happens, generally that is kind of somewhat indicative of a reversal coming, or at least a correction coming in the near future. We can see that even right here on this, we started to see it, but it did bounce right here on the midline. And it didn't actually break until right here. So that's going to be something we're also going to have to watch over this next day or so. But on the hash ribbons on the daily perspective, we can see that we're starting to print some buy signals. We're starting to see this curl back up to where it could potentially be green. We don't get the green until we get the blue dot. That is our actual buy signal. You can see this one was a little bit of a false read on this perspective, but this one right here, very solid. And if we go back, the last one that we had was back here in November 2020, which was also a pretty solid signal as well, as it did call this nice little bottom. So a couple good things on the daily, but we also, I guess, a couple cautious flags that we want to make sure we throw up and that we are aware of. So let's go to the 8-hour. Things start to look a little bit different as we are on the smaller time frames. So let's go ahead and bring this guy back down. So a couple counts that we were looking at. Remember, the possible scenarios, this is just overall is a C wave coming up, and this correction down here at the bottom was simply, this would be our A, this whole thing right here is a B, and then we have our C wave coming up. So I'm still counting it. This is the third wave. This is the fourth. We need to come up again for the fifth. So I'm looking for ETH to come up and test the $2,700 mark right here at this resistance point. It will be interesting to see if, I guess, what kind of reaction we get, because it's going to be up here again right at the other resistance points where we tried to test before and we couldn't break. We're at a pretty key resistance points again right here at the $2,300 mark that the bulls are trying to break. We can see here on the 8-hour RSI, we did break out. We were back on top of our fast-moving EMA, and we're testing the top of the bullish control zone. So if we can get back on top of the bullish control zone, establish that as support, and then we could potentially come in and give us a nice little boost to set in a higher high. And then let's go to the 4-hour real quick. And so this was something I wanted to be aware of last night, and I did highlight in the Discord. I was not looking for shorts. However, I was bullish even if we went back down to 2150. So we didn't see that, little move back down. We did come back and we already tested the 382 on this, what I'm counting as a wave 4, which is 100% okay. So it could even have been a simple A, B, and a C right here for a tiny little flat correction for the fourth wave. And this would be the beginning of the fifth. That's what I'm looking at. On the 4-hour, see, we came back down and we did test the 50 back into the bullish control zone, and we are about to test our slow moving EMA. So coming up again on some resistance points and a couple key areas that we're going to have to break here in the very near future. Last thing, let's dive into the 1-hour for what I'm looking at. And let's see if we can get a little bit of a better wave structure view like this. All right. So basically, we would have it just like so. All right. What we could be looking at here is just a leading diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So bear wave 1, 2, going up right now for the third, fourth, and then a fifth. to potentially get us up. So we are back outside of the volume band, back in the bullish control zone. You can see our BBWP did completely reset to 0 down here. So that is a nice little reset that we like to see in these waves. You can see the last one right here, which is what I'm counting as the 4th wave of the 3rd wave. Did the same exact thing, came back down, completely reset, and then we just launched. So we are getting a little bit of a breakout right here. And we got to make sure that we're going to stay bullish. We got to stay within the bullish control zone now at this point. We can come back and test the 60 on the RSI, but looking for some further north side, as you can see some of the other targets. Ideally looking for a $2,700 target for that 5th wave move. And we can see the hash ribbons. We are starting to get pretty close, even on the hourlies, that you know, we could be looking at a potential buy signal, which is which would be pretty huge, you know, just across the board, not just for ETH, but for the crypto space in general. So that is what I'm looking for, guys. Still looking for some further upside. It's just going to be what kind of reaction do we get once we get to the $2,500, $2,600, $2,700 mark. Because even if this is a wave 1, we will come back down and we'll correct generally at least into the 4th wave territory, sometimes deeper, potentially retest 2,000. But it's just going to depend on the wave structure that comes when we do that. So we're going to have to pay attention to where if it's a 5th wave, because if this is an ABC, you know, we would need to start with another 5th wave for the larger correction for it to be an ABC and a connection of the 1-to-1 of the larger move down. So that's what I'm looking for, guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the Discord, wherever you're at in the world. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and I'll catch you tomorrow.